It's like this, depending on your control of these, then you can have more wholesome or unwholesome actions that will determine your next place in the rebirth. Okay, so today I was in a monastery exhibition where they were talking about all of these meanings, the symbolism behind the mandalas. These mandalas, you will see them a lot here in this part of Nepal and Tibet. This is how they represent many things. And this one particularly is called Kala Chakra. Kala means time, so it's like the wheel of time. It was designed by the Dalai Lama. And then when he was drawing it, after many days that he was drawing it with sand, he suddenly just destroyed it. So people were amused by this reaction, and they were asking him like, "Hey, it was so beautiful. Why do you destroy it?" And then he was happy, and in this happiness, he was sharing the message of, okay, the message behind this is that everything is impermanent. So that's why I'm happy to destroy it. And what's the meaning? So we have the whole sphere that, again, spheres would be the representation of the whole, like the unity. And then from the unity, we want to achieve the enlightened being, the liberation of every attachment, sufferings, cravings, or just peaceful. Or if you are interested in that, then yeah, full enlightenment, like a Buddha state. And this is represented by the lotus in the middle part of the mandala. So these mandalas, you watch them in the center, you stare your gaze in the center, and then you just allow the mind either to expand your perception, so you can also like start expanding what you are seeing without losing focus on the center. And then your mind will start creating like a 3D shape. And then this, when you are doing this, you will achieve a state of mind of calmness. And then this calmness will allow you to be with no harmful thoughts. So this is kind of the purpose to, okay, I'm having harmful thoughts. I would want to achieve some peace. I look this as technologies. And then you have the sphere. From consciousness, we need to come to reality, to the main center. Before coming to the main center, we need to cross the 5 elements. So you have the ether, the akasha, the space. Everything is made in this space of emptiness, that it's not emptiness full of nothing, it's emptiness full of life, full of possibilities of creation. Then you have the wind, you have the fire, you have the water, and you have the earth. Once you cross these 5 elements, then you will reach the monastery or the temple. That in this case, the temple can be your own self. You are the temple, you are yourself. And then you have these 3 gates. These 3 gates, also in Buddhism philosophy, this is super important because they are talking about the 3 layers that we need to take care of. First of all is take care of your thoughts, take care of your words, take care of your actions. If you take care of your thoughts, then your words would be wholesome. And if your words are wholesome, then your actions will also be wholesome. And if you have wholesome thoughts, wholesome words, wholesome action, then you can achieve this state of harmony, peace, and enlightenment. Otherwise, it would be more difficult to reach these points. Something very interesting is that they are using the same colors that were used also in Native American traditions. In this, I don't know how many of you know this, but Native Americans, before the imposition of Catholicism, used to think they were also very connected in terms of spirituality, and in their cosmology, they would see everything as forces. So they have the 4 directions for different forces, and each one of these forces will be represented in colors. So it's the same colors. You have the black color for the west, is the energy of the sunset. So it's the energy of the dying, like a time for reflecting what I have done in my day, what I have done in my life. Then you have the east, the energy of the sunrise, an energy of new beginnings, of the rebirth, of starting a new day, starting a new project. You have the north, the white color, that in Native American traditions, the white is the white buffalo, the energy that brings the wisdom. In yogic traditions, in yoga, in Samkhya, the north is aligned with the Akasha. So you have the Akashic records in the north. The south is the red, the color of the youth, of the childhood. So that's a very interesting thing that they are using the same colors as Native American traditions. In Native American, they would do similar mandalas. Well, not similar like this because these are inspired in pagodas. You know, like these are like these pagodas or stupas that you can see in 2 dimensions. We see stupas in 3 dimensions, but this is in 2 dimensions. In Native American traditions, they would use it in shields so they can express all this wisdom in their shields. And very important, like every detail, like the small details are made with just one hair of a jack. So one hair to make all of these little details. It's so precise, so beautiful. Here talking about the chakras. Oh, it's so interesting, this one. I like it. So this shop is the Tibetan Art Gallery here in Tamil, in the main Kathmandu touristic place. So beautiful. If anybody wants to come and take a look. Yeah. Now I will go with these ones. These are mantra meditation paintings. So as you can see in the center, you have the mantra that for Tibetan Buddhism is Om Mani Padme Hum. So you have the Om as the creation, and then you start seeing like Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. These, for example, as the same as in Hinduism, that they have this Om Namah Shivaya, that is compound of 5 sounds, which each one of these sounds is meant to create certain harmony in each one of the elements. So in Tibetan Buddhism, you will find this with Om Mani Padme Hum, the same to create harmony in the mind. Om being the sound of creation. Mani is the beans of the mala of the rosary. You know, the ones that you used to be counting for them. Om Mani Padme. Padme is the lotus. That the same in the Kala Chakra. You have the lotus in the middle because the lotus represents this quality of awakening or enlightenment. The flower that grows from the mud and opens with this beauty. And then you have the Hum as the bonding of all of these things. You know, like as the realization, self-realization. So you start singing this 108 times. There is also another meaning of these numbers. So for Tibetan Buddhism, the number 1 represents the unity. There is one unity in everything. The 0 is like this wholeness. You know, it's like this, let's say, consciousness. There's one whole consciousness. There is one unity, one consciousness, and the 8 that is the infinite number. So it's always been the 1. It's always been in consciousness, and it's infinite. It's always there, eternal present. And then you do this to get certain harmony. I was trying to find the other one that I couldn't, like this. I would explain with this one that maybe you can still find another one with more colors. Anyway, this is the mandala for Siddhartha. The one that first I show you, the Kala Chakra, is the one from the Dalai Lama. This is designed of Siddhartha. And then you have here the wheel of birth and death. So you have this being that it's the one who is taking, not control, but observing. One eye to see the past, one eye to see the present. So this being that is called Yama, it's also has the third eye to see the future of people. And then it judges depending of the actions. You can go to the underworld or you can go to the heaven realms, where you can see like there are some demons. So there is some suffering, you know, like there are illnesses, there is hunger, or there is also the animal realm of life. And then you can go to the human realms in these parts. You can have like a peaceful, harmonious life, or you can go to the Deva part of like the Deva reigns, depending on what, on the actions that you are having, cleaning karmas and all of these. So these actions are determined by these 3 beings or these 3 qualities. You have the peacock, you have the snake, and then you have the pig. So the pig represents ignorance.
snake represents anger, and the peacock that represents greed, desires. It's like this, depending on your control of these, then you can have more wholesome or unwholesome actions that will determine your next place in the rebirth wheel. This is super interesting because once you are liberated, then you can achieve these points of nirvana, of full liberation, of yeah, that's why they say like the goal is to attain this liberation of death and rebirth. Which I mean, I don't know what to think about this. Life is beautiful. I love being alive, and being a human is so good. Also, anyway, this is like their final achievement. I guess we can have a peaceful, harmonious, lovely life. And then if you just are maybe so much enlightened, then you can just choose to go to other dimension. This would be the meaning of these chakras. I would try to find, as I mentioned, one more, like more colorful one. Or just quick look to this one because it's so beautiful. Wow. This is the Buddha of the 1,000 arms with 11 heads, the one who sees everything, the God of compassion. So it has 1,000 arms, each one of the arms with one eye, so it can see in all direction. And then you have the Eight Noble Path. So the Eight Noble Path is the virtues that you need to achieve to get a harmonious life. It goes more like with the Sila, the ethic principles that you can look for. But wow, this is so beautiful. This is a goodbye to Kathmandu. I'm going to Pokhara today. I'm in the Buddhist stupa. It's interesting because it's a mixture between Hindu architecture of the temples, the long one, and here the stupa. Wow, with this beautiful sunset. So inspiring. I'm very happy, excited for this next step. Let's see what happens. Very, very keen to explore the nature, to be in meditation.